Hi, Leo. Oh my gosh, what's going on? You guys are so in your feelings. I know, it's very tumultuous. It's like you thought and then no, and then what, and then what's going on? Why am I in the cage again? What happened? Where's our reading? Okay, let's do it. There was a cat sitting outside my house yesterday, and I'm like, okay, word, I said I was going to do the reading. No, you're right. And the cat was like, no, you're right. Sorry, gosh. But I had a family thing. I had to go pick up my kids. So I'm sure you guys understand the loving, family-oriented Leos that you are. Last month's reading was fun. So what are you guys up to? What are you guys feeling? Confused, hurt, confused, but like not really sure why. What is this? Is this the same cycle? Am I slipping back into? Why do I feel sad? Oh, it's dark, it's cold. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you might seriously be getting sick of how hot it is. Not many Leos do. Two of Swords in reverse. Okay. So like, exactly. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. What I thought, but why, that's this energy. All the way. That's what I was picking up from you guys yesterday too. And I was like, how to articulate this? What am I supposed to say? Like, what am I supposed to do? Just stutter? You know, just like mumble and stutter through the whole thing? Can't do that. Like, I need a handle on this energy. So I did the Capricorn reading first, which definitely centered me. You know, it gives me a lot of steel in my spine when I tap into Capricorn energy, which is why I love doing it, like, because it's just so good for me. But I needed it just to make some sense of the emotional, you know, you guys are being a little emo. Yeah. Does it seem like everybody else is getting what they want? Does it? Is that what's bothering you? Or is this like a, what about me? I got it. It's not, I'm not mad at it. I don't think it's selfish. I don't think it makes you a bad friend. I don't think it makes you a bad person to see other people's happiness and want some for yourself. I don't. I can see how some people are like, oh, can't you just be happy for that person? Listen, it's very hard when you feel like you haven't had wins and when you really need affection and love and connection. It can be a little difficult to feel like you're the one that's being hung out to dry or strung along, or just your love life or your personal life, let's say your connectivity with people is just not moving. You may also have felt this in a big way, okay? Big way, you may have felt this about work. You may have felt this about money. And just not sure how to articulate it and how to handle it and what to say. But you know how you feel. You feel stuck. You feel taken advantage of. You feel like it's not going anywhere, that you can't go anywhere. You can't progress, right, where you are. So that gives me some indication, okay, of how you're feeling. And then Queen of Swords. This is quite a jump to go from not understanding how you're feeling to, my nose is itching. So this is such like a cat-like behavior. What's going on? Oh, sorry. I don't know why. This is quite a jump, but it's one that is common. You don't understand a situation, not you, any sign, just you, right? Don't understand the situation, don't know how to deal with it. It's looping in your head. You're going back and forth, but like, is it like this? Is it like this? What's going on? Sooner or later, this becomes so taxing and so stressful for the brain that you react like this towards everyone around you. You just start like swinging a sword around and taking names, just claws, you know, because you're not getting answers. You're not getting you're not getting the tools you need to turn this thought process around. If anything, it's being reiterated to you over and over again that you are indeed stuck and you're not feeling it. And it's making you act in a way that is uncharacteristic for you. But, it's by the time the Queen of Swords shows up, it's because she needs to show up. Camera froze. Okay, because the Queen of Swords shows up when something needs to be said. Also, if you are a Leo who is dealing with an air sign in a work situation, you may really feel like your time with them has come to an end because you just hitting roadblock after roadblock, and you'll never be able to progress past them. They'll never let you be better than them. And you can just see how that's going to keep you stuck forever. So I understand. I understand the frustration that you might be feeling generally, because this isn't something that is happening outright. When things happen outright, Leos are really good at dealing with them. It's just like, oh, you're going to throw that at me? I'm going to throw this at you. That's cool. We good. But when it's, this is why you're having a hard time dealing with it, because it's not confrontational. It's passive aggressive. It's weirdly passive, right? But you can feel how you're being stuck in the mud over and over again and being passed over and just not progressing the way you should. And the anger is building either within you towards a personality like this, or you're taking on this personality because of your anger. So there's that. Now, let's move forward. Now that we know where you're at, let's look at where you're going. Because I'm glad those cards came out to tell me where you're at, because I couldn't articulate it myself. I was like, whoa, I feel so unable to articulate my thoughts. Is that what I'm going to say? Should I just turn on the camera and be like, hey, I don't know what to say? Great. Leos are like, well, fuck you. Why don't you, you don't know what to say? No, I really didn't know what to say, but now I'm starting to get it. The Hanged Man is an energy of just, it's for a lot of signs. It's coming up for January. I'm tired of this holding pattern. I need things to move. I need things to be different. And if that means that this is the energy that I need to take on and start swinging a sword around to get away from that, because what is this? This major arcana being like, you're stuck. Where are you stuck? Where are you still unable to see that you are so clearly stuck? Where is it? Right? Queen of Swords is like, if you want me to articulate it, I don't think you're going to like how I do it. I don't think, we are coming out of a retrograde. It is time to speak up. But let's be careful about what we say. So let's take a look at what happens for the rest of the month. And let's ask some smart questions too. How do we work ourselves out of the Hanged Man energy without becoming the Queen of Swords? Or how do we work ourselves out of the Hanged Man energy if there's a Queen of Swords figure that is keeping us stuck? If you're a Leo that's dealing with an air sign in any capacity and you feel like they are stringing you along, you are in some serious anger/pain right now, but it's being done so subversively that you can't outright, pick a fight with it, which you kind of want to do. You're okay with being argumentative and confrontational, but you need something to confront. If there are people trying to knock you down, it's easy for you to fight them off. This is a whole different type of thing that's happening. This is not outright. It's subtle, okay? And that's why you're having an issue being able to react to it, because the Seven of Wands is how you know how to react to things. Someone comes at you with something, you bat them away. That's a cat for you. There is a cat works on instinct. It's muscle memory. It's all encoded within the bones and the muscles. It doesn't think, oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to swipe at this person, whatever. It's all on instinct. That's why, those two guys that used to work with the tigers, the Siberian tigers, one of them got a huge section of his just abdomen just ripped out after he had worked with the cats for years and years, because he just moved too suddenly. They trusted him, they loved him, but when he moved just a little too fast, a whole other instinct kicked in for them, even though they had been raised, fed, played with, lived with, something, there was like, up, swipe, and that is the Leo instinct. Give me an inauthentic, movement so I can claw at it. So I can be like, oh, fake, but if it's not outright, if it's not right in your face, I'm going to move funny. Because that's what that dude was doing. Siegfried and Roy, right? Siegfried and Roy. I think it's Siegfried, the one that got hurt. Or is it Roy? I think it was Roy. What was that? What was that tiger trying to tell him? You're moving funny, Siegfried. You're moving funny, Roy. You moved funny. And look, then I had to move funny. That's a Leo for you. Oh, look, you moved funny. Now I got to move funny. But when you move funny, you were a clown. When I move funny, I'm a killer. Let's see who's funny. Ha ha. That's funny, right? But I have these claws, right? So you move funny. Now let me show you how I move funny. And then everybody's crying. And then all of a sudden it's your fault. What about Roy? Shouldn't Roy have known not to move that fast? He has been doing it his whole life. But the second you disrespect a cat's nature, that's what you get. There's a video on my Instagram of the cat that was sitting outside my house last night. I was not trying to walk by that cat without having a long conversation about how it was not going to claw me. Because I don't need that in my life. I'm not disrespecting a cat. Like, just, Holmes, you stay where you are, and I'll stay over here where I am, and we can all be, just, can I walk past you, please? Is that okay? Because I see you sitting on ready, and just like, and I didn't want to move funny. I did not want to move funny near that cat. I was like, hey, cat. Hey. And what does that lead me to? It leads me to what I'm talking about with this card. You've got to be able to detect those funny, people, those people who are, moving wrong. You've got to be able to detect that on a subtle level. Because the way air signs move funny is with their words. So if they're moving, if they're making you feel bad with their words, if they're judging you, if they're making you feel less than, if they're keeping you back, don't distrust your instincts. Go with it. If you know that's what's going on, that's what's going on. Sometimes that's like all Leos need is for someone to be like, that thing that you think is happening, that's actually what's happening. The other thing I see here is that a lot of this has to do with career. The Star card in reverse and then the 5 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck here, 4 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, which hasn't come out in a really long time. And then the Lovers card. Let me show you. All right. Aquarius in reverse. The Leo Aquarius thing is still going on, huh? It's interesting because you have brought them to a place of real sadness. And I think it's it's the snapback. It's like they moved in a way that made you be like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to cut you all the way off then. And it's got them feeling really like they are really in their feelings about it. And they also feel like it has led them down a darker path of just depression in terms of material wealth, in terms of how they feel in their community, like with their peers. They just feel alone. They feel isolated by your lack of presence in their life. And this is a very typically Leo, when a Leo pulls back, it is very typical and normal for people to feel like the sun is no longer shining on them, right? Like the darkness has come, the winter has come because the Leo doesn't like love you anymore. And the Star in reverse is someone who is well aware of what they've done or what brought them to this place of loneliness within your life. The other way you can read this is your own aspirations for yourself are being messed with again by this energy. There is a huge focus here on your money, how you're earning it, how you're spending it, what you wanted for yourself in terms of finance and career, and how it's not coming to fruition. And why is it not coming to fruition? You can't really figure it out. You just know how you feel. You've got a pretty good instinct that it's because of this person, or you are beginning to embody this person, this energy, because you're tired of your circumstance. You're not even trying to hide it anymore. You're sick of it. You're sick of the lack of advancement when it comes to your job, your career, the way you make money. You cannot stand that you're standing still right now. And when you look around, what you're seeing is that there is this dialogue that's going on within you of, should I be giving up on the things that I wish and hope for? Should I be more, realistic? No. Should I be less my head in the clouds, wishing for the impossible dream, dreaming the impossible dream? Is that, do I need to stop being that effervescent, fiery, childlike nature? Do I need to stop doing that and be more serious and get the thing done? Which for you is like death. That's just not how you live. But you're wondering now, you're questioning if that's what's supposed to be going on, because you have planets coming into placements within your chart that are bringing this up for you. And they will, what it's going to do, what this year is going to do is it's going to ask you if you believe enough in what you really want, and if you really believe in your value in relation to that thing. See, I can want a lot of things, but would I be valuable to that thing? I could want to be in love with someone, but if I could want to be their love interest. But if I'm not bringing anything to that situation, then how am I ever going to achieve that? If I'm not giving anything from myself, how am I going to give that back? Now you're being asked, especially in January, what are you willing to give? A lot of the stuff that's going on in January is happening in Aquarius. And for you, that means that part of your, the polarity from you, the opposite from you, is pulling on you. It's pulling towards itself. So what's it doing? It's pulling you out of you. Okay? And this is the moment when you have that little bit of space of being pulled out of you. This is the moment where you can really examine what it is that's important and that you really, really want. Because Aquarius is heavy now with all these placements and everything over there. And it's asking you, it's looking across at you going, what do you really want? Because the things you thought you wanted, you really don't want. But have you done the work of now going back and reassessing what you want? Just because you know what you don't want doesn't mean you know what you do want, right? When we focus on what we don't want, all we get is more of what we don't want. And so the star is like, where's your head at? Are you looping like an Aquarius right now? Are you getting stuck on the negative? Or are you going to take Saturn's movements as a positive and restructure what you can in your life to avoid this? Your only wish, Leo, in terms of work and career cannot be that you don't want to end up on the street. That's not the right inspiration here. This is asking you what is going to inspire you to work with money, save that money, establish something. Why? Because the cards are very clear. Major, major, major. It's only when you've dealt with that part of your life in a way that you feel really happy about and you don't feel stuck in and held back anymore that the love is going to really show itself and become something equal and reciprocal. This could be with someone that you're already with and have been for a long time. But what's going to change isn't them. What's going to change isn't the nature of how you attract people or how more or less attractive you are. That's not what it is. What's going to change is your confidence in yourself. You see, when we figure out what we really truly want, what we really truly wish for, outside of the fear, outside of what we're trying to avoid, outside of what we think we can't do, outside of what others tell us we can't do, when we focus simply on what we wish for, what we want for ourselves, right? Then this curious thing happens where the universe steps in and starts endowing us with all the things that we would need to fulfill that wish. So say if you're a naturally impatient person, but you decide that your wish in life is to, live by a certain beach in a certain place, when you're 60. That's what you've decided that your wish is. That's what you have to do. Now, whether or not you consciously at this moment have all the things you need to get you there, it doesn't matter. Once you decide that that's what it is that you're going to do and that's going to be yours, the universe steps in and starts giving you the understanding, the fortitude, the wherewithal, the patience, the partner that will facilitate what you've decided you believe. Okay? Because what we wish for is always tied to what we believe about ourselves. I wouldn't wish to be prettier if I didn't think I wasn't pretty. I wouldn't wish to be richer if I didn't think I was poor. You see, you wish based on what you believe. And what I'm asking you is, what are you wishing for and what is the belief behind it? Because if you can figure out the belief behind your wish, you don't need the wish. You don't need the wish. It's the thing behind the wish that's making you inadequate, that's making you want the thing that you're wishing for. So once you figure that out, fuck the wish. That's what I'm saying. That's not what it's really about. It's just a way to bring you back to yourself in a healthy, comprehensive way where you're looking at all aspects of what's going on with you and saying, I've been wanting this, and I think I've been wanting it because of this inadequacy, because this aggressiveness, because of this person standing in my way, because I've been feeling sad and static and standing in the same place, because I'd really like love, but I feel like I'm being toyed with somehow, or I'm still kind of worried about money, even though I've earned it, even though I continue to earn it. These are all beliefs that are informing whatever wish you have. If you go back and you break it down by, what's it called? Like reverse engineer. So work backwards, Leo, from the star, whatever you've been wishing for. Now take that as your starting point and reverse engineer from there to figure out what it is that's bothering you. We kind of did it already, but you can flesh it out even more. Pause it, look at it. What is it that you can see here is symptomatic of whatever you think you're missing that makes you want what you want to want? And I'm not being fatalistic. I'm not saying that we shouldn't want things. I'm saying that the way that you, particularly Leo, have been going about it has been from a place of driving away fear as opposed to working towards that which inspires you and is optimistic. So now that the new year is upon us and you have a chance to shift that, okay, that's exactly what I see happening. Without first acceptance, there can be no shift. After acceptance and acknowledgement of what's happened, then you have to deal with the hard truths under the acknowledgement, which is that you're more flawed than you think you are. Not just you, everyone. I'm just walking you through the steps of self-realization for anyone. After that, after the realization, the painful realizations, the embarrassment, all of it, of realizing how flawed you are able then to take a look with a very, clear, objective eye at that which holds you back, whether you think it's positive or negative, at the behavior that holds you back and how you can eradicate that from your life. Right? How you can still wish for things and want things, but not because something is missing, because you have everything already. The only thing that's missing is your ability to speak up without ripping someone's head off about certain things. And that's a lesson that's going to come up again and again and again. You're going to have to learn it at some point, or you will continue on this journey to learn it here and there when you need to. Within the context of these cards, it's very clear to me that your frustration and fear will be replaced with hope and love. Okay? Your inability to articulate what's going on, your inability to comprehend really the amount of emotions and confusion that's happening will be turned into a feeling of victory, reaching a place of contentment, reaching a point of safety, feeling great about it. And then from then we go from 2 of Swords to 2 of Pentacles. So playful, perhaps not completely sure of what they want to do, but playful nonetheless, happy. Okay? And then Queen of Swords, that which holds you back, that which holds you back. And unfortunately, yes, even here, Leo, that which holds you back. The words you do not say, or the words you let other people get away with that are too much for your soul, that holds you back. That which you are afraid of, and that which other people make you feel when you don't give them what they want, that holds you back. That which you feel you need to hold on to so tight because you don't know if you're going to get any better. Fear, lack, a lack mindset, that holds you back. Okay, these are the things that hold you back. This is where you're going, and this is what you needed to have. This is what you needed to be given so you could take these steps, have these realizations. Okay, let's pull an outcome card, and then in the extended, we'll take a look more at the star card. We'll do the arcanas first in the extended, and definitely the 5 of Pentacles, and then we'll do a new shuffle in the extended for mid-January to February. In February, I will be holding a series of talks at the Namaste Bookshop on 14th Street in New York City. If you are interested in that, please email me and I'll let you know more about it. Or I'll put more about it on my website later today, so you can have a look there. Also, the extendeds will be on my website later today. So, 4 of Swords, 4 of Cups. Okay. 4 of Pentacles. Moving forward is about letting go of more than just your fear about money. It's about letting go of the obsessive, looping thoughts that are negative and make you feel bad about yourself. It's about letting go of what you think was so much better than what you have now, living in the past, living in the mind, living in the past, living in lack. Okay, these are the things that you must be careful of in terms of creating. The star is a lot about creating your own reality in terms of creating the environment, the emotional environment around you, which then directly affects the physical environment around you. The cards are going out of their way to impress upon you that you are stuck in a cycle of the past, the blame, the fear, and just spiraling, looping between the 3 over and over again, unable to find a place of stopping, not present, not present, not present, somewhere else, distracted. You can see it in his eyes, distracted, obviously, distracted, not even awake. Okay, so the guidance being that before we can really truly know what we want, therefore understand what we fear, even before that, even before we do everything, we have to understand that there is a limit past which you cannot handle things, and you feel so drained that you go into this almost like autopilot. And that's what's happening here. And that, honestly, that autopilot phase feeds your fears and feeds your fatalism more than anything. right? You can get caught in a loop of being scared. And that's what it looks like, caught in a loop of being scared. But whoever is making you feel this way, or whatever in terms of work is making you feel this way, you have to remember that it's there to teach you something super important. And I think what it's trying to teach you, is pretty clear to me here, is not to dwell. Move forward, move forward, move forward. Where's the forward movement? As of February, all the planets are going direct. Everything is moving forward. You can't be stuck in the past like this. It's not going to help you. You'll end up being dragged, let go or be dragged. This is that poem. This is you not letting go, and then you're going to get dragged. Don't do it. We'll look at that in the extended. Don't get dragged. Take this not as a positive, it's not recuperation, it's not rest. It's like festering, it's obsessing, it's not letting it go, 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 not letting it go. It's stubbornness. That's what it looks like. It looks like stubbornness. And what you stand to lose for that stubbornness is genuine happiness. Genuinely someone loving you. But that only happens if you are able to eradicate this tendency to loop back to the past, to be angry again, to relive the thing again, to stay stuck in those emotions instead of making new ones. Okay, Leo? That was fun. All right, Leo, I will see you in February. I love you. The extended will be up on my website in a few.